Welcome back to InHerself podcast,
where we talk about faith, family, finance, and friendship.
So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube and follow us on all social media platforms.
And make sure to turn your notifications on to be notified whenever we post new content. Now straight to the episode.
Hey guys, it's Heaven
and Nyja.
And welcome back to the #1 podcast in the world.
I knew she was getting ready to do it.
In the world. Thank you.
How you doing?
I was going to ask you first.
Because I shouldn't even ask you, because you always, in the world. I mean, you doing real good.
God's not pleased with you saying you shouldn't have asked me.
He is pleased.
But he wants you to be nice to me. Thank you. I'm doing great.
Listen.
I'm doing really good. Life is good. I can't complain. If I wanted to, I wouldn't. Stuff is going good. Acting, I'm getting new insight, background. I'm meeting with my acting coach very soon. That's going good. The motherly thing is...
It's what? You're not going to talk about your hair?
Oh my gosh! So I got micro locks, y'all. And I'm trying to embrace the stage of it shrinking, because when I got it, it was down here, and every day I wake up to go higher and higher. If it go past my ears, I'm gonna cut it off.
That's the word, you go higher and higher?
Oh, Baba said.
See, I was just joking.
Oh, but yeah, I got micro locks and I'm embracing the journey.
That's good. I actually like it. I love the color.
Thank you.
It looks really nice.
Thank you.
I don't want micro locks.
Yeah. Yeah, that.
Micro locks. I want locks, but I don't want them that small.
I know, I understand. It took 16 hours, so I wouldn't do it either.
And no day of the
I'm
week.
still trying to make sure that my behind is good.
Oh, because you're sitting.
Baby. I was, She's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. That's a long time, man. 16 hours.
It's a long time. That's why people are like, are you going to embrace the journey? Would you?
Right, after that.
What?
Yeah.
But anyway.
I'm glad you love them.
Thank you. I'm trying to love them. I don't love them. Like, I'm ready for them to lock and fall so I can be really a part of the lock community.
I mean, how long is that supposed to take?
About 1.5 years. But how are you?
What is wrong with you, bro?
It's like, all right, let's hurry up. I'm gonna cut them off.
Oh my! No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Good.
I am. I'm doing really, really good. A lot of positive things. I just recently was asked to be a part of the YMCA board of directors. I'm an advisor for the little kids, the little babies. Mm-hmm. Definitely, my BNI community is so supportive. Business is doing good. My kids are doing. Mm-hmm. Every time I'm getting them kids.
It's the kids.
Every time I thought I said, I'm not going. Okay, so they doing good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's it. They doing good.
They doing. I'm gonna leave it there.
Leave it there. That's all you can do.
We ain't gonna go there today.
That's it.
Yeah, next time.
But what we are gonna do today?
What we gonna do today?
We have a special guest in the building.
That's why we're really excited.
Thank you. A special guest.
Yeah.
She's a mother. She's a wife.
Talk about it.
She's a worshiper.
Talk about it.
She's a friend.
Our girl. Give it up for
Tiffany. My girl.
Tiff made it to the couch.
I made it, Mama. I made it. Hi, Tiff.
Hi.
Oh my God. How are you?
It was really hard not to laugh. I'm like,
Right. Oh my God. This is the infamous Tiffany, guys.
Yes.
So we talking all the time. When we say Tiff, this is Tiff.
This is Tiff.
hi.
Our good friend.
I know. Are you excited?
I am excited.
Thank you for
Very
coming.
excited. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for saying yes.
Right.
You actually didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
but
but I'm telling you. No,
Yeah,
it
wasn't. It wasn't really an ask. It was, hey, on this day we doing.
Hey, we didn't ask you. Mm-mm. 1 second. Do you mind?
No.
Okay, he's like, you're here now,
right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh my gosh. So we're gonna just, do the formal stuff and introduce yourself and who you are, and then we're gonna jump in right into the meat of the potatoes because we know you, but the people don't know you.
Yeah.
So
Okay, let's do it. I am, like she said, I am a wife first to y'all's producer. Amen. Praise the Lord. We have been married 7 years. We've been together 17. And we have 5 beautiful baby girls from 7 to 1. So we got a lot going on. We do ministry together. We do life together. And we just recently moved to Florida 3 years ago.
Yes.
But the Lord has been moving. He's been working. He's been doing. So we thank God for embracing the journey.
Yeah.
amazing. We tell y'all testimony like it's our testimony all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally, because I mean, what God did for y'all, He did for us. He had us in mind when He was thinking about y'all.
Not y'all got selfish with our
No,
testimony.
I'm for real. Because honestly, like when the Lord spoke to your husband and said, we're moving to Florida, yes, it's about y'all and ministry and having a good environment for your children. But if there was no Isaac to get us to where we are now, meaning like set up and cameras and we wouldn't be sitting here looking all crispy and stuff. We'll be on the iPhone still.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, we wouldn't be on the iPhone because I had done quit.
Yeah, we was done actually.
Baby,
The
I had
laptop
said this
was closed.
I said this is a wrap. Don't worry about it.
That's 100% what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were actually supposed to be taking a pastorship role elsewhere. And that's just not what God had in mind for us. And so when we were preparing for that, we were still praying. And Isaac came to me and he was like, the Lord said we're going to Florida. I said, that wasn't the Lord. Go back and consult. That was not. And he said, yes, it was. And I'm going to tell him to confirm it to you. And he did. And he also let me know a little bit about myself. And he said, just remember, talking about our father, he said, your role as wife is to submit, not to question your husband. And I said,
We got to sit there for a second.
Let that simmer.
So I apologized to my father and to my husband. And I said, if that's where he told you we are supposed to go, then let's go. But what was scary was we only really knew my mama out here. That's all we had. So my mind was thinking, our whole village is here. Why would God tell us to leave our whole village that has literally been helping us raise our babies to go to where we only have one person that we know? I said, all right, let's go.
Wow.
And since then, he's shown us that we have a village here too.
Yeah.
You talking about a faith move. When you said that, baby, he told Abraham, pick it up
That was it.
and I'll show you the way as you go. I'm waiting for him to tell me that.
Here we go.
I'm sorry.
It's like cut.
No, but in all honesty, like I love to hear stories like that because again, in your obedience, in your submissiveness to your husband, which we talk about all the time, the power of a praying man, a power of a man who knows the voice of the Lord, and a wife who submits under the authority of the Holy Ghost. I mean, he orders your steps, and so that is great. I'm happy that we was friends first because we gonna get into we gonna get into how we became friends.
Yes, ma'am.
And how really this one over here named Heaven didn't want no new friends. And I had to say, I'm telling you, what I'm telling you is this the one.
Yeah, I don't mind
She
being
felt it in her shanana.
I don't mind being transparent about that though. Because I mean the history of friendships wasn't the greatest. And I talk about how it was me and Nyja for a long time. And I said, what I'm telling you is we done tried to bring people in before. And it didn't work. And I don't know who a Tiffany is. And I don't know what she is bringing to the... So I'm like, no, I'm cool.
So for me, I'm going to tell my experience and then you could tell what yours was, right? So for me, I remember when we were at church and your mom actively goes to our church too, part of the choir and everything. And she was I see her all the time. We hug each other. She's like, my daughter's coming. She was talking so much about you. She's like, my daughter, she sings and she does all these things. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. That's what's up. Again, I wasn't on no new friends either. I wasn't looking for no friends, but you know, it is. Well, I don't think she was even presenting it like that. It was just like she was excited that you were her daughter. So I was like, okay, cool. Sunday rolled around, and immediately when you came in, she was like, this is Tiffany, and you know, introducing you and everything. And so I looked over there, but I knew that there was something different. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that there was something different. Because in my life, in my experience, again, we pass by people in the store, in a grocery store, at church, all the time. There's no connection. It's like whatever. But when you are around someone, there's something different that kind of sticks to your spirit. I said, okay, so I'm gonna pay attention. I'm not gonna jump, but I'm not. And again, it still wasn't friendship. I just didn't know in what capacity. Am I supposed to minister? We supposed to talk? Like, what is it? I don't know. So after you started coming to the church for a little minute, and I'll never forget, I don't know how we ended up exchanging phone numbers or whatnot. We ended up talking. And when you guys decided that God had told you guys to move down here, we started talking about just how you guys can plant your feet and get more involved in the community, some things that you guys needed. And I'm like, oh, I'm the person to talk to. Because they know what you need. Mm-hmm. I know somebody that knows somebody, especially in the area. And so that's how we started to talk. And then after that, I knew in conversation that you love God for real. And I said, oh, yeah. And so we started to talk. And so I'm having a conversation with this. So I'm like, I really like Tiffany. I really like. So yeah, and she's nice. Like, that's nice.
That's really nice. I pray the best for y'all.
And she really said that like, I'm telling everything. We could just lay everything on the camera to put it out there.
I mean, we cool now, so you ain't gonna be mad at me.
It's like, why you so rude?
You gonna be mad?
Yeah, that's what happened too.
I said, I pray the best for y'all. She sounds great. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Tell me.
The thing is, everybody thinks this one right here is the rude one of the bunch. That's just her face. Her face just be like that.
Yeah.
But in reality, you the rude one.
But here's the thing. I think I'm rude off of when you don't know me, because I'm really not interested in giving my all, pouring. Because when I'm your friend, we gonna go there. And you gonna know all my business. Some stuff you don't even want to know or should know. I'm going to give it my all. So I'm like, if I'm a baby friend, I want to be able to trust her on that level. And I just didn't know what that looked like in that season outside of Nyja. So I'm like, cool. I love that for y'all.
What's crazy about it is, and we're not going to go like deep into, we don't really necessarily do that, but she was in a season of her life that you were open to other friends. And I told you, I said, them friends ain't the friends. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh no, it's that. I said, I'm telling you.
Because I'm not doing that again.
Because she don't listen.
You're right.
You know, had you listened, you wouldn't have had that experience. Oh, that's a word. Here goes a word. Had you listened, you wouldn't have had the negative experience that you had, and you would have been more open to embrace what the Lord has said that was the right friend. Because you don't listen.
I know I don't. But I can't even really recall when we even met.
I can't either.
I don't either.
And that's the thing, right? Because I remember the day that Nyja came to me. I remember that day clear.
I do too.
I walked into the church and she stopped me and she was like, hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Nyja, whatever. And Nyja was the first person at the church that actually helped us, like she said, plant our feet. Like, I was on the phone with her daily, like, I need a job. He needs a job. We need this. We need that. And let me tell you something. One thing about Nyja, she knows a lot.
Yes.
She will, I got somebody for that. Oh, you go here, and she will send you all the resources right there in a hurry. So I definitely remember that. I cannot remember the specific moment that I actually formally met you. It was just like in a blink, we was just cool.
Yeah.
And we were just on the phone all the time. And then I was like, I really like heaven.
Thank you.
But, and that's the thing, because I don't want people to misinterpret what I said. You're not rude because you are super sweet and you love everybody, but it's just the way people perceive the relationship. It's just like, Nyja's the standoffish one, she's the rude one, whatever. But that's just her face.
Right.
If you approach her and you say, you know, Nyja, I just wanted to say, she'll be like, hi, okay. Meanwhile, you a little bit more let me see how you are first before you jump into the
and I just think that's a protection level of.
Oh, it definitely is.
Of I gotta protect my heart at all costs, and so it don't really matter who you are. I need to see something first. And what really stuck out to me was the God in you, because you don't see a lot of friends that's going to, yeah, I hear you, I love you, I'm gonna see you through, but what did God say? Let's pray about it. Let's think. That's what makes our friendship.
If she finna cry, go ahead.
I'm not gonna cry. That's what continues to push me to love y'all even more because of what y'all bring to the table individually, right? I talk to a lot of people that say, I don't know I've never experienced the type of friendship that y'all have. And it hurts my heart because I'm like, I don't know what life is without them. Really? Like, what do you mean you don't have a friend you can call to pray with, to go out to dinner with, to just sit at home and watch TV? Like, you don't experience this? Like, God has blessed us indeed, like extremely, because people don't have it. So I was like, yeah, I love Tiffany, and this is it. This is it for real. But did you experience that? I know you have friends and things in New York, but like, what was the dynamic like that in New York?
I would say my sister for life is Jillian. Mm-hmm. And Jillian she has always been there. So the thing that ties me and Jillian is the fact that she saw me at my worst state and she didn't judge me. Mm-hmm. She saw me when I was first like really learning who God was and what my purpose was in this world, because I don't want to say I grew up in church because I didn't. I went to church every now and then with my aunt and uncle when I was a kid. But when I decided to really fully say, you are my Lord and Savior, and I want to see what this journey looks like, I was 15. And so I had already experienced so many things that people usually experience in their 20s. I did as a teenager. And because of the journey and just the way life, the way he set up my life at that moment to really set up testimony is what I'm realizing it was. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, so now I want to give my life to you, but I'm a mess. And Isaac was really the first person who approached me at the church. And he came up to me and he was like, you really got to change your face because you're very unapproachable. Like, you just look mean and like you don't want nobody to talk to you. And that's the first time I've ever had somebody be that blunt and honest with me, and not even like, he didn't know me. And so we actually developed a friendship from that because he was so honest and he was the only one who was willing to approach me. But after him, it was Jillian. And I've actually lived with Jillian before. We've done life together. So she has seen me and Isaac's relationship develop from friendship to dating to engaged to married to parents to all of that. And she's been there the whole time. And so when I needed someone in New York that I could really count on, like, I need you to pray right now, she'd be like, I'm there. Mm-hmm. She would come to my house unannounced, take my kids to the park. She would just come sleep over, bring stuff to the house. Hey, I just felt like you needed some time. And that's the kind of person that every female needs. Mm-hmm. Every female needs. So she was one of the main people that was like, I'm leaving Jillian. But since we've moved, she's been here like 6 times. Right. She travels often here, and we try to go at least once a year to New York. We're a big family to just be traveling, but I would say it would be her. That's my God friend. That's my sister.
Mm-hmm. How did she take the news when you told her that your family was moving down here?
She was supportive because she knew it was God. So she was like, while I selfishly don't want you to leave, I would never tell you not to do what God is telling you to do. So I support that. And whatever you need from me, she's like, let me know. And in her heart, I know that she does desire to come here. But because she's just like us, she's like, I'm not leaving until he tells me to leave. Mm-hmm, yeah. But he knows that it's the desire of my heart to be in Florida also.
But let's just sit there for a moment, because I was talking to somebody, of course. I'm always talking to people about, because the constant question is, how do y'all develop this friendship?
Yes,
how are y'all
that's a constant.
And it was a young lady, she was like, well, I moved to Florida and I had a best friend where I lived at, but now we don't talk anymore. She doesn't like check on me or however that was, because I moved down here. Like the relationship totally changed. And I think it's a little bit of jealousy because I'm in a relationship. I moved down here and this looks good for me, but she's up there. She's single. Life is just what it is for that moment. She's in a season that God intended for her to be in. I didn't have a rebuttal because my response, I feel I haven't been in that situation, but I don't think my response would be to, well, what you moving for? Like, what is that? Like, what do you mean you leaving and you leaving me? Because it's a selfish thing. So again, for Julian to be like, whatever God say, because it's foreign. We say it and we're like, yeah, everybody needs a friend like that, but everybody doesn't have a friend like that.
And that's very unfortunate, because if you don't have a friend that can see you when you are fully exposed and vulnerable and still love you and still support you, and it not be a selfish need of you all the time, like that, you have to be able to have somebody that you can have a friendship, a relationship with that is a give and take and not just a take. And I think that is one of the biggest things, right? Because, and I have multiple friends in New York. It's not that she was the only one, but I mean, on the floor, weeping, broken, and she was, let's go to war. And that's the type of person I need. And when I was in a mental state that I didn't desire to be when I got here at some point, and we moved into our house, I called her and I told her, like, I'm just feeling this. And she flew out here. That's a friend. Mm-hmm. That's a friend who will be like, I realize that at this moment, I need to drop everything and just be there for you right now. And she came for a weekend and she prayed with me and she talked with me and she laughed with me and she did all the things. And that was just the little jump that I needed. And I think it actually does hurt me that people don't have that. Yeah. Because it's needed.
The transition you just said was crazy. I don't know if y'all caught it, but so in your process, you obey God, you move down here, talk to your friend about it. She is in agreement with what God is spoken over your life. You get down here, you go through all of the things, you move into a house, God is providing, as he said. So in the transition, when things are being completed, you still, there's a grieving that took place. And because, as you can state, like it had come to the finale of, okay, so we are planting our feet. And so it was pivotal that she came to really like seal to help you. Okay, you can do this. And that's what friends do. And she's still doing that. It wasn't the end of a story. It was the start of another chapter.
Yep.
And so she's still added to it. It's just a long distance. And so it's so powerful when I was like, wow, that is, because again, we're down here, but because we were still developing a relationship, a friendship ourselves, like we didn't know you in that capacity or that space yet to be like, something ain't right in the spirit. It must be Tiffany. You know what I mean? Yep. Now, baby could be in Orlando. If I get anything, any whiff in the spirit, I'm called, you good? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And vice versa. We do, all of us check in that capacity. Is like something ain't right. Or something is going great, whatever, in all aspects of our lives. And so that's powerful. But I hear that all the time to piggyback off of. People ask that constantly. How did you find her, or how did they find you, or how did you know? Did you have any bad experiences in friendship? I know prior to Jillian or prior to us.
One that, I mean, it's really just one that really sticks out. Here's the thing. I have a lot of people in my life. I don't necessarily say I have a lot of friends, because what I say is, if I feel like you are at a different level in my life, then I'll call you family. And if I call you family, that's different to me. That is, we're locked in for life, regardless. We may disagree, we may have argument, we may have distance apart where we don't necessarily talk all the time, but when we do, we jump right into it, we catch up, and we good, everything's good, right?
So how do you get there?
How do I get there? I'm very discerning, and I have to be very careful. So I have this thing where if I see you coming from a mile away, and if I see that you are trying to create a bond with me because you just want something. You want to be close to someone that I'm close to, or you desire to, I don't know, use a gift that I have or whatever it is, you're not getting close.
I asked that because that was the difference for me. See, a lot of times what I give as an answer to questions of how do you get friendship, it's discernment. See, I have to get permission to be your friend, and you got to get permission to be mine. Mm-hmm. It's not me seeking. I wasn't seeking a friendship. It's what he had revealed to me.
Every friend that I have, I didn't want them. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, Nyja, I was not thinking about, like, I didn't know that when we walked into that building to sing together, the Lord was like, that's going to be your sister forever. I didn't know that. Some people you look at, you like, I want her to be my friend. I've done that before and it has not worked.
That's good.
I remember specifically, we were sitting down somewhere and we were waiting for somebody, waiting for something. We were just sitting for a long time. And that was the time that we got to know each other. And I remember speaking to you about my father and my experience with that. And I was like, I hate it here. This is awful. He's a terrible man. And I just went on to tell you my testimony, how I met Nyja, how I didn't have a place to lay. And she said, you can come here. Like, we just went down the road. And there it is. When I'm able to pour my heart out to you, because strangers do that to us a lot, right?
All the time.
But it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen, but okay, whatever you need. But I don't do that to just anybody. And so I remember doing it to her and I said, that's different because I don't do that. And so when I did it to you, I said, okay, God, I hear you. But I brought that story up because your testimony with your father is something beautiful. Yeah. So while I was crying and pouring my heart, that's how God does, though. He said, this is what it can turn into. And so I want you to explain how your relationship with your father, what it was and what it is now.
So first I'll say my father is
my daddy too.
Yeah, our father. You real selfish. You real selfish. I mean,
she really gonna what I'm telling you is Willow is below to us.
We speak French sometimes.
We.
Thank you.
Yes. Outside of my husband, he is my best friend. Mm-hmm. And I can tell my father anything. And he's got this really good thing about him that you can tell him just about anything and he'll be like, okay. And you'll say something crazy. Yeah. Like, and I wanted a slash, and he'll be like, oh, okay. What if, and he's so calm in his demeanor. So he will give you I'm not judging you. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to love you. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you, right? But it was not always like that.
Right.
And so growing up, my parents were married. They got divorced very early. I was like 1, I believe. And he found his current wife, my stepmama, and they had my sister. And so I had a relationship with them growing up as I was like I was younger. But when I got into my teenage years, there was just a constant battle. And I can't really tell you what it was. I believe that it was just the season that I was in. I was nasty. I'm not gonna lie. I was just nasty. I was rude. I was like, I don't care about nothing but me, and this is what I want to do, and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so if I want to live my life like this and you don't like it and you want to structure me, I don't like that. Ooh, right? Man. And so
I would have never thought.
I would have thought.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We see,
as the husband said,
right?
Yeah.
But we see how she really is like no nonsense.
Yeah, she is. But yeah.
but now I'm a filtered no nonsense.
Right.
So imagine an unfiltered no nonsense.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Is what my daddy had to deal with.
Right.
Is what Isaac had to deal with. And so in that season, we got into a really bad argument, and I said, I don't need you. Left. I was done. I said, here's the thing. It's not a great characteristic about me, but in all honesty, once I'm done with you, I don't care if we blood related, if we related through marriage, if we just friend. how long I've known you. When I'm done, I'm done. I'll see you at the store. I will walk right past you. I'm done.
Jesus.
So I was done.
Yeah.
I said, I got no reason to go to the city no more, whatever. And then the Lord started dealing with me. I started developing a relationship with him. And my relationship with Isaac started developing into dating. And I would share these things with him because that's something that we have in common, right? Where he didn't have a relationship with his father. And so my relationship was strained with my father. And I was angry and I was feeling all these different kinds of things. And it happened on a Father's Day. I'll never forget it. It happened on a Father's Day. And my pastor at the time was my uncle. And he came up to me, and mind you, side note, my uncle is my godfather. Him and my aunt were the foundation that I had. They were my security. They were the ones that were the constant. And so I would listen to anything that man had to say. And he was like, I know that right now you're here in church and you're celebrating me as a father. And I love that. I will be your father. I'm your uncle. I'm your godfather. I'm all those things. But you have a father. And your father deserves to have a relationship with the new you. And I didn't want to hear it. But when I tell you, he made me leave that service and told me to go see my father after 2 years of not speaking to him. And I did it. And I remember feeling all kinds of crazy in my stomach. Like, what if he don't want to see me? Like, what is he going to, whatever. And mind you, at this time, I have a little sister. I have brothers. And I was like, I wasn't even in communication with them. And so I walk into their church, and my stepwella was the head usher. And so I see her, it's tears, it's hugging. Here's the thing. The enemy will lie to you in your moments of weakness. He will completely disrupt your vision in a way that he will make you see what isn't really there and make you believe it.
Yeah.
And so here I am thinking, they don't care about me. They got their own family. They cool. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe that. And it didn't take until that day where I walked in and I was embraced by all of them. We went back to the apartment and we just had the longest talk, and I was able to be vulnerable and honest and say all of the things that I felt, all of the things that I saw, all of the things that I assumed. And they were like, that's not what it was. Mm-hmm. And after we had that conversation, my relationship with them has never been the same. I can go to either one of them with anything. I don't see her as a stepmom. I just see her as another mom. And I see her as someone that I can go to. Till this day, like, for example, we going to Orlando for the women's retreat. And she was like, let me pray over you before you leave, because I know the Lord is going to use you. Those kinds of things and the constant support. Oh, you singing on Sunday? I'm going to church that Sunday because I just want to support you. I just want to be there for you. That's the relationship that we have now. And it took a minute to develop that. But it was after that day, I was in his house almost every day, just traveling to his house to just develop that relationship with them. And now they're here in Florida.
Right.
So that was another transition, because he just realized, hey, when we came down here, we only had 4 kids. And then I got pregnant with Cassie, and I was like, what am I going to do? I don't want daycare. I don't want none of those things. And my dad was like, you know what? He looked at Willa, and Willa was like, you got to go. And he was like, I got to go. And that's history. Wow. He came, he left everything in New York to help us, to move in with us. And then eventually, Willa did the same. When she knew that everything in New York was settled, she said, we good to go. And now they're both here. And we couldn't be more grateful that we don't have to put our kids in daycare, that we don't have to worry about who our kids are with, that we know that the people that our kids are with have the same values and will love them and care for them the way that we would. So
Bro, I almost cried like 3 times in this
I'm like,
story.
that's enough.
And I'm a thug for real.
That's enough.
No, it's beautiful. Like, I can attest to all of those things from my own personal experience from your dad and well, for real, like, she texts me randomly and be like, I'm sorry that I have a strong relationship.
We'll
We'll
come back to this.
Okay, we just put a pin. We just decided that I am more nicer than you.
Oh, here we go.
So he that shows himself friend,
Oh,
that's what the
Lord.
word says. I have to put scripture on you because
me?
Anyway, back to our moment, because this is what she do, right? Our moment. No, seriously, that story it blesses me every time. I just learned more details. I didn't know all of it. It just kind of gave more insight to it. But just to see how God is able. God is, he was wefted all into that. Like, there is no one person. The fact that your uncle, who is your godfather, allowed the Lord to use him and use a voice that he knew he had in your life to steer you, because some people get selfish. They like, no, I want you to myself, especially if you were serving in the church. He's like, no, because that means she could probably go over there to her daddy church. And he wanted what was the will of God for your life. So it started with the power of those preachers who are after God's own heart. If God tells you something, do it, because it was generations affected after that.
Yep.
That one seed of obedience of him opening up his mouth and saying to you, hey, daughter, niece, servant, I know you love me, I love you. And I don't care that your feelings gonna be hurt, but do what thus says the Lord. And then you guys could have been trauma bonding between you and Isaac because you got the same thing going on, and God didn't allow that. Like, his hand is just wefted all up and through that story. Like, I am grateful to even be a witness to that testimony.
Yeah.
Because we know that things that we go through is not just for us, right? God is going to constantly use it to bless other people. So my question for you, and something that you can tell the audience is, or a young girl that's watching, to say, how can I get there?
Yeah.
What do you say? Because I know you poured into me. Now, granted, me and my father are not there, but it still yet gave me hope. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it doesn't happen for me, it can happen for my children, happen for my grandchildren. So it's still not okay, it may not happen for my father, but God can still work no matter what I think the situation looks like. So what would you tell a young girl?
As you develop a relationship with the Lord, you realize that when you become a mama, you don't ever want to be the one that casts down a burden to them of a generational curse. And that's what did it for me. So we both said when we got together, first of all, Isaac and I prayed and we asked God for confirmation, because we knew we wanted each other. But if that's not what God wanted for us, we were going to painfully say goodbye.
That's really good.
But we waited for confirmation, which is why we were together 7 years before Isaac proposed, because we waited for that. And when we received the confirmation and the blessing over our life that came with the confirmation, we made a decision to make sure we close and basically cancel all generational curses that we were aware of. So we knew, okay, issues with dads, issues, all of the different things that we both share. We said, we don't want to pass that on. So divorce, that's not an option, because we're not passing that down to our babies. And poverty, all of the things, right, that we go through, you struggle and you don't want your babies to struggle. So you want to set them up in every way, but especially in the spiritual aspect. So I said, if I have a strained relationship with my father, how can I teach my girls to see the Lord as their father when I'm not giving them that example? How can I teach my girls to respect their father when I don't respect mine? So when you become a parent, you start to realize, you see the world different. And you start to realize that you don't want for them what you've experienced. So it's not a matter of, I'm trying to protect you from everything in the world, because we know that's not going to happen. They have to grow their own testimonies. But I don't want you to carry my generational curse. I want you to go through what the Lord has for you, and not that you have to carry over everything that me and your father didn't intercede for, didn't pray for, didn't repent for, didn't all of those things. So I feel like it came from just a place of growing my relationship with the Lord and saying, I'm trying to be the best mom that I could be, which means I have to be the best daughter that I could be, which means I have to be the best servant that I could be, which means all of those things so that they can see the model. And then once you get older, you make your own mistakes, but you won't repeat mine.
That's so good.
That was heavy, baby. You walking real heavy today.
That was really good.
I mean, walking. I was over here repenting in my mind. Lord, forgive me.
Right, because in my mind, right, it's the selfish act of, well, let me tell you something. I done married your daddy. You got a daddy. And what I'm not about to do is go back to my daddy, who we ain't doing right. Now, okay, you dog on it. You see what I done did? That don't mean I got to go backwards. We moving forward.
But you can't move forward until you repair
Right.
what's behind you. Because how are you going to build a bridge forward with broken pieces behind you? It's going to fall.
The different aspect that I must include in this is that your dad was receptive to you coming to him and saying, I repent and I desire a relationship with you. And he then did the work to help repair it. It was a team effort. In situations, no, let's talk.
Let's do it.
In situations that, like, I'm gonna speak from my circumstance. My dad is getting up in age, right? I'm not sure how old Wello is compared to my dad, but he's dealing with health challenges now. Worked all of his entire life. I've expressed how I felt about certain things, but I just don't feel like there's no breakthrough. And so I've had to come to grips with, I'm going to continue. I'm not holding anything against him. I love him dearly. Will never stop. If he needed me today, I have, and I will be there. Right. But I can't beat myself up for something that I truly desire, but you're just not willing to do. Because you do have, unfortunately, some parents won't meet you halfway. They say one thing, but they do something completely different. And so challenging with that is because, again, we know, like, the Lord has blessed us with two parents to get here, right? And then you have your own relationship with each parent. And so I didn't have that relationship that I desired with my father. It started that way. But then after my mom and him divorced, it was like, I don't even know. And we stay in the same city. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want anyone to feel like or to think that it's all on one person. It definitely is a compilation of both people. Like, it's not just, now humble yourself and go to the person. Like, you know what I mean? You got to be the big person, because I did go first. He didn't come to me. I did go to him several times and say, okay, Dad, like, I want a relationship. Like, what can we do? And then unfortunately right now, his health is not the best. And I'm praying for complete healing in his life so that my children, because I really desire for them to know who he is. He's funny. He's smart, all the things or whatever. He just has, like we all do, have challenges where he can't get past the past. He's still living in an area where we're not in 1994 anymore. We're not in 1998 anymore. Like, it is 2025, and you can't change what you wish you could change in the past. You can only remake what is before you. But I can't make you see that. You have to go before the Lord to do that on your own.
Yeah, I think, but what you said was important, because you said, I tried. And that is the same cycle in my head.
Trying.
Right. Tried actively.
Right.
Is the point. I think that's the same thing for me. Like, I've tried. I'm not actively trying. Solely because I'm healing. And I want to make sure, again, I've always said this, that I'm protecting me. But what I also will put down to my children and you as well is, I'm actively trying, or I tried. There wasn't okay, he didn't do it, so I'm done. So it shows, even if you have an estranged relationship with a person, make sure that you do try. Make sure that you do go to that person and say, can we figure it out? Like, how can we operate in that? And then allow God to do the rest.
Come on. Because
there's nothing else that I can do with my father to say, let's do it. Like, he did text me a couple of days ago, but it's been 2 years. And last time I see my father, I was 6 years old. When I see his name pop up, I go to that 6-year-old girl. And I can't, especially when you're the in and out. You're the in and out. So like I told you, when I ever get married, you can come to the wedding, not for me, for you. Anything I do in life now, not just be because I need you, because I'm in a place where I'm good. My Heavenly Father, we in tight. He ain't gonna never leave or forsake me. But anything that I do regarding my children, husband, marriage will be for you. Why? Because you deserve it. You don't know what it's like to operate and be a father to your oldest child. You don't. But I think for me, it gives me joy to say I tried. I'm trying if he is ever open to do so. And I will show that to my children, make that an example of whether it's a friendship, whether it's a mother or a father. You put your best foot forward and let God do the rest.
I will say also, including, because we do, the children need it, but also as a married person, I struggled with submission because of the fact that my relationship with my dad, again, let's go all the way to the top. The father, our Abba, is in the image of a man.
Yep.
So if you can't submit to the one that is you can see every day because it's a challenge, then who you get married to, you live with those wounds that you like. Everything is a trigger for you, or certain things, or you lean more into it, and your husband can become an idol for you as well, right? The Lord had begun to deal with me on my response, my approach, how I view, why was I rebellious in certain areas and why I challenged everything. It's because of the fact that I felt like the area in which I wanted to be loved in, I was lacking.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it from everywhere else, but I want it here. I want it from you. Why can't you just be there? And so I would not embrace anyone else and anything else and all the different things, or I'm halfway in because it's like, why did you break me? What was wrong with me that you left me?
Mm-hmm. And are you going to do the same? Talking about your husband or a relationship, are you going to do the same thing
Yes. Are you going to do the same thing that my dad did? If my dad, who I came from his loins.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
He's supposed to do this. You don't got to date me. Yes.
The one who was obligated to love me decided not to. Or maybe in the way that you thought that you were was not it. And you not only did you're still not doing it. Mm-hmm. Well, how do I trust that you're going to not drop me? Like these are the thoughts that lived in my head back then. It's like, nah, bro, I'm in, but hey,
just a big toe.
Just understand.
I need all.
But it wasn't until the Lord revealed that to me and said, daughter, do you realize that this is what is crippling your marriage now?
Oh,
is that you have not gotten over the fact that I don't care if he never says he loves you. I am your father. That is my child too. And so at the end of the day, I will deal with that. But what are you going to do? How are you going to help the pieces now? What decision will you make? And so I just had to come to the realization that God, if he never does, I still desire, because hope is all, as long as there's breath in his body, as long as there's breath in my body, God is still able to do exceedingly and abundantly. I would never lose hope in that. And because I have lost a parent, I see things a little differently than I would have had my mother still been living. Because I know life is but a vapor, I know that there is still hope. But I still believe too, at the same time, even if you don't bless me in that area, and that's not my testimony, I can still say that I can honor a man, my husband. I can submit regardless of my pain. I can say, God, you are still able regardless, because he healed me without an apology. Oh,